Okay, everybody. Hey, Dave Bott here from Outside Our Bubble, and this is our live stream test to make sure that we're ready for tomorrow's, tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday. As mentioned, I'm David Bott from OutsideOurBubble.com, and this is just a communications test for our live drive event that we're about to do 3 days long from Burleson, Texas to Byron, New York, which will be almost about 8 hours a day. So we're going to be moving some ground, I guess you'd say. You hear all the noise in the background. That's because Brenda is trying to organize our freezer right now because yours truly grabbed a whole tray of ice cream before we left. Here at North Texas Jellystone Park, where we are, I
got it!
You got it to work? Yeah! Here at North Texas Jellystone Park, they make their own ice cream. Country Creamery, and it's really good ice cream because it's all unique. And the one that I have that I had to take some home with is chocolate jalapeno. Sounds weird, but it's really good.
Yes, it is.
So it's got chocolate ice cream with pecans in it, and then a little hint right at the end of jalapeno. Oh, it's unique and it's good. So this,
and I was able to fit the entire tray in the freezer,
which means nothing to them because they don't know the size of it.
Yeah,
it's
more than 4 pints.
Yeah, it's more than 4 pints. It's about that wide, about that tall, and about that wide. Well, that didn't translate very well, did it? It's been a long day, and it's going to be longer tomorrow. So, so we're getting ready to go. This is, like I said in the description and in the title, this is a test of our streaming system because it's been a little while since, unfortunately, we've streamed live. Sorry, guys. So I'm going to go walk back there, or Brenda can, and see if our YouTube feed is up and if there's anybody out there. Is there anyone out there? Can you get in? You can't get in. You need my fingerprint, don't you?
I know your password.
You know my password? How do you know my password?
I'm special.
Then you just click on that as you go live. Whisper,
looks
careful,
like Whisper
buddy.
sneezed on your computer.
We've streamed live. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So it looks like the stream is working, which is great. So
there's people chatting.
There's people chatting out there, so we actually have people out there. Oh, let me show them Whisper. Here's Whisper. Mr. Whisper.
7:30 a.m. in Australia.
This is Mr. Whisper. Whisper is 20 years old. He is, we found him. He was hit by a car.
Not by us.
Not by us. Good point. And they gave him a 5% chance of living. And he is 20 years old now. When we found him, he was about a year and a half old. So, he took that 5% and he's used it very well. Any case, like I said, this is just a live test, and it looks like everything's working. I can see the screen over there. There's people online, love?
Yeah, Robert says he didn't realize you created TiVo community website. I've had a TiVo since 2004.
Wow, Robert, 2004, you've had a TiVo? And yes, I am the founder of TiVoCommunity.com. I'm also the founder of AVSForum.com, and I own and operate also DBSTalk.com. And AVS Forum is my claim to fame for the most part. Founded that back in 1999. And right before the digital age hit in 2002, I had the site well positioned for that to come. And when it did, our site took off. And we ended up selling the site in October of 2011. And when we sold that community, we were seeing 5 million unique visitors a month. So that was kind of cool.
I don't have my mic on.
Yeah, Brenda doesn't have a mic on.
Figured I'd come join you, though.
And so, the funny thing about TiVo Community is when we were looking to pare down, we sold TiVo Community. And a few years later, 3 years or so later, something like that, the company that bought it contacted me and see if we wanted to buy it back. And I said, sure. And so, I was the original, started the site. So we bought it back and can still continue it today under the same principles AVS Forum and DBS Talk is running on.
We've got David from North Wales.
Oh, look, I just noticed that. Good thing I did do this test because this is a different screen view than my setup has. So this is a little bit out of the picture. So I can adjust this right now. Like I said, this is all a test. If you guys got any questions out there for us while we're live, if you can feel free to ask, and we'll try our best to answer the question for you live right now. But other than that, this is just a test session, which seems to have been a success.
Form of Mikey says, good morning from Australia. He won't be able to watch us on our live stream because it'll be midnight there.
Well, it'll be all recorded. You just won't be able to take part communicating with us. But you're doing it now, so hello to you.
IP Bullet says, do you have enough gas? You're never going to live that down.
Yeah, you must have been with us, obviously, during our adventures. I'm just trying to line this up, guys. During our adventures of will we or will we not run out of gas. That was an interesting day. We did not run out of gas, and yes, I have enough gas. Thank you very much. And the good news is on this route that we're on, going from North Texas or Texas, Burleson area, to upstate New York, we'll have plenty of opportunities for fuel all along the mid-east pathway through the country. We won't have to worry about, because it's going from mid-Texas on out, it starts to get sketchy because the truck stops are spread out further apart. But when you're on the East Coast corridor, you don't have that issue.
How many miles to New York? I think it was just under 1,500.
15?
Yeah, something like that.
It's going to take us 3 days to get there, approximately 8 hours a day, thereabouts.
Yeah.
That's
about a 24-hour drive.
That's long for us. Yeah. We try not to do that. I should say that because when we left New York, we drove straight here.
Yeah.
When we left here, we drove straight to Arizona.
Yeah.
Then when we left Arizona, we drove straight back to Texas. And now we're doing the same thing.
We did a week in Fredericksburg just to...
But still, we drove straight to Fredericksburg.
Yeah.
So I say we try not to do that, but that's true.
We did Picacho Peak, but yeah, we really haven't gone out exploring too much this year.
No, we haven't. Well, when we first started motor coaching back in 2008, that's when we did most of our exploring. I mean, we were hot and new on it, and so we were out and exploring everywhere, all the way to Newfoundland. And so that is, we really kind of tired ourselves out a little bit, and so now to
slow down.
Yeah, to save money and to conserve, we've slowed down our travels. We do not travel as much. Like when we get back to Byron, New York, Southwoods RV Resort, which is
in the Rochester area,
which is where we're from. We will be there until October, but we're going to try to take a couple trips this year.
We're going
to try to get out, and we'll see how we feel, and head out and go to Vermont or Maine or something. Any questions out there? Is that everything? Oh, let me ask this question to you, if any.
They say we're nice and clear and they can hear us.
That's what I was going to ask.
I know. Because I just know that. So.
Thank you for letting us know that it's nice and clear and that you can hear us. We do appreciate that. Because that's obviously the test. I would have to play it back, but we can see this ourselves, obviously. But I'm glad that over in Australia, for example, you guys were coming through loud and clear and in high def, in living color.
Henry wants to know why our RV is so big. Because we live in it full time.
Well, that's not the reason. People live in small ones.
They do. We're comfortable in a bigger one.
As the back of our coach says, size matters. It's choice.
It's floor plan and choice, yeah. Yeah,
it's choice. People tend to think that having a large motor coach will prevent them from doing a lot of things, and to an extent, that's partially true. We went with a large floor plan, which is the large 45 foot is the largest floor plan you can get, largest length. That's legal, and we went with that because we knew we were going to be living full time, and we want the space, we want the storage, and we want the space.
We're comfortable living like this with the storage and a nice sized kitchen and a bath and a half and.
Not that you can't get along in smaller rigs. People do all the time. It's
some people full time in Class C's and teardrop
we saw something in the teardrop.
Yeah.
But so yeah, it all comes down to choice, and our choice was we wanted a large coach to live in. So that's.
Red Bear Alaska is joining in.
Hey.
She said, "How did the work go at this park that we're at? And are they ready for the summer with more internet?"
They are. Everything went swimmingly well. I say that because this is a water park.
That was good.
That was good. Thank you.
I see what you did there.
See what I did there.
Yeah.
Any case, yes, thank you for asking. In fact, there is a Google review that was recently posted, it looks like not too long ago, from somebody that was here to kind of really cool things in the review. One is they mentioned the Wi-Fi and how outstanding it was, and if you work on the road, this is the place to be because the Wi-Fi actually works. So that was a kudo, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And they also mentioned the ice cream, which was really cool because we also agree the ice cream is really good.
They make their own, yeah.
And then the last thing was kind of funny. They mentioned us, and they said, and it was really cool. We ran into outside our bubble that we've been following them for years, and they were there, and they took a picture of our logo on the back of our car with our motor coach, and they posted that in the review. So we kind of thought that was pretty funny. So Wi-Fi got a kudo, and I guess running into us is a kudo.
Living Larger says, "Is there snow where we're going?" It is cold right now. Actually, today they're having a mini ice storm.
Yeah.
But it's probably all melted by now. But yes, it will be cold. It will be freezing at night, and during the day, it's only getting in the low 40s. I think.
We usually go back this time of year. Usually we would be back before this, but the weather has just been so abnormal that we have not taken the chance, because when we're making a run from here and going straight to New York, we have to watch the weather patterns, because we're going right through what is called, for those of you overseas, what is called Tornado Alley. In our country, this area path that we're going to be traveling through is the most active tornado-wise for our country. And
don't want to get stuck in that.
No, and so we have to watch the weather when we know we're going to make a run, or if we're going to be parking somewhere for a little bit. We want to kind of watch that weather. And right now, a front just went through. Yesterday was pretty intense.
Couple days.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that wind yesterday though.
Wow. Our main slide out on the driver's side, we could stand here and watch it.
I'm sitting on the couch. It is going like this.
You can watch it. I was watching it, and the top of the slide was actually coming in. There was so much air pressure on the side of that. The top of the slide was actually coming back into the coach. It was like, wow. But anyways.
I have Dimitri from Toronto. He says he wishes that we streamed more often.
Yeah. We
so
should.
Do we.
We could. We just, life gets in the way.
Life gets in the way, and then before we know it, 2 months goes by, and we're like, hey, we haven't live streamed. And then David, honestly, he has said, we should live stream tomorrow.
I think I said that
we should
4
live
times.
stream tomorrow. And he says that all the time.
I did.
And then we forget, or we get busy, and then it's like 7 o'clock at night, and we're like, oh, too tired.
Even this test I set up for 4 o'clock today. Well, then I got pushed back to 4:30, and because Brenda went out and I had to wait for her to get back. Not that I was waiting for her. I could have went live on my own. But so we pushed it. Life got in the way. But yeah, she's right. I did say we should live stream and say hello to people and talk to people. And it's not hard to do. We push a button. Now I just had to test all this to make sure it works. And by the way, if you're going to watch us tomorrow or any of these next 3 days when we're traveling, please remember that we're only as good as our Verizon data allows us to be. So if we lose connection, or it breaks up, or it's choppy and not as crystal clear as it is right now, because right now you are on the network, thank you Red Bear, Alaska, you are on the network that I designed and put into the park, and it better be clear and working. But anyways, just a heads up.
Form of Mikey, the gentleman from Australia, says, I know you have other cams on the website, but would it be possible to show the front view in a small second window in the live drive?
It is not. I do not have a way of,
right?
Yeah, first off, the camera, everything that you're seeing right now is actually produced by the camera itself. So this Mevo camera is actually doing everything for the live stream. And I have no way to do another image in there. And people mention that. Why don't we see what you see? Well, you can, but it's just a different place you have to go for it. And those 2 cameras that are on our website, outsideourbubble.com, if you go to our website, there's a front view and a rear view, and those are live 24/7, all the time. No matter where we are, they're live. As long as we have data, those cameras are live. You don't hear anything, you just see where we are and what have you. But yes, we understand that when we're driving, the camera is on us, and we do turn it around from time to time. But quite literally, you looking out the front windshield, you really can't see much when you're driving with the camera view.
It's like the view is like this small.
Yeah, you can't see what we see. Well, look at that field of cows. You won't be able to see that because it just you can't. It's just the field of view is just way too big, unfortunately.
Stephen Stephen wants to know, says he tries to limit his driving hours to no more than 6.
Yeah, we try to do no more than 4, Stephen.
Yeah, 4 to 5 is our comfort.
4 is for comfort. Okay. Where are you getting 5 from? No, it's 4.
4?
4. We've always said 4 is our max,
yes.
but we try to make it.
We try, yeah.
Because we figure if we're going somewhere, we want to arrive at a decent hour and at least have the time and the rest of the day. We don't want to arrive at 7 o'clock at night. I mean, we're paying for it to be there anyways.
Yeah.
I don't want to arrive, set up, and go to bed.
Well, but here's the thing. We've driven between Burleson, Texas and Rochester, New York so many times that we have stopped and we have explored the areas.
Yeah.
And there's nothing really that we haven't seen that we want to see right now. And we're trying to get back.
Don't get us wrong, though. There's still a lot to see.
And there's still a lot we haven't seen.
That's what I meant.
In other areas.
That's what I meant.
Okay, yeah.
That's where I'm going with that. So, but we have to, once again, we're getting back, we're rushing back family stuff. My dad still. So we're gonna go back instead of stopping. And anyways.
I cannot pronounce this name. I apologize, but they say, do you guys work out? Does you look really good, or is it healthy food?
You did hear about our ice cream we were talking about at the beginning of this broadcast, right?
It's all in moderation.
All in moderation.
That ice cream
will probably last
will last us a few months.
It'll last us the summer, probably.
Yeah, it'll last us a long time.
It will. Unless we give it the Trish.
We didn't tell them we also had 2.5 gallons of Bluebell ice cream in there too.
The problem, Bluebell is freaking crack. It's crack of the ice cream world. It really is.
But it's moderation.
It's moderation.
That will last us the whole summer.
And we can't get that in upstate New York. So we stock up. We're not kidding you. We stock up. Should we show them the freezer? I'm going to take you with us. Here we go. Ooh.
Oh, you got the ice cream's on the very bottom though, but you'll find it.
Okay, so here's our motor coach. This is where, as you can see, we're prepping to go away. So we're getting all ready to leave tomorrow morning.
So right now it's kind of torn apart.
So yeah, it's kind of in disarray, but there's Whisper. He's just waiting for us. But in any case, this is our motor coach. For those of you who don't know, this is a 2014 45 LP Allegro bus made by Tiffin.
There's the top of the tray.
Oh yeah, this is the top of the tray that we bought, which is actually, the tray is about that size.
Yeah.
That has the ice cream in it. So you can give you an idea of what we're talking about here. This is our freezer.
This is our freezer.
There's the 2 things of Bluebell ice cream, fresh, and out this bottom right here, that's this tin foil. That is the chocolate jalapeno ice cream. That is this deep, if not a little deeper than that. So, yeah, we're.
Are we going all the way
working
back?
out and stuff? No, Brenda. Actually, I'm very proud of Brenda. Don't tell her.
Thank you, dear. I heard that.
Dang it. I'm very proud of her. She's been walking a lot, and she sometimes doesn't want to do it, but she does it.
I do about 4 miles
a day. Well, when she does do it.
I try to do about at least 4 times a week.
Yeah. So I'm very proud of you, baby.
Thank you, honey.
So Brenda's been doing very well. Me, I just don't eat.
Forgets to eat.
I just don't eat.
If I don't put it in front of him, he realizes he's hungry, and that's about it. He just doesn't eat.
And we have cut back. Sodas, we don't, or pop, depending on where you're from in the country. Pop or soda, we usually don't drink a lot of that at all. Alcohol is still on the schedule, though.
Well, I just Instagrammed, and it's on Facebook that
the wine.
There was a wine that it just came out into the stores April 1st, and it wasn't an April Fool's Day joke. And the Apothic Red varieties, they have Apothic Brew or Apothic Dark and Apothic Red and all that.
All these different variations.
They came out with a very limited release of one called Apothic Brew. And it has 2 of David's favorite things, red wine and coffee.
And now I get to have red wine for breakfast.
No. It doesn't work that way.
Thought it would. Hey, you guys want to see yourselves on camera?
Hi.
This is what you guys look like to us. So this is you. You guys to us are this. The whole world is in this little box, and that's who we talk to. It's kind of cute.
There's not. It's just a coach. It's not interesting.
And this is our bathroom. See, we have technology. There's Alexa. You know.
Oh, you said her name.
What time is it?
It's 4:52 p.m.
Anyways,
I call it the Amazon lady just so she doesn't wake up
and ask our questions. Yeah, that's our closet. And so anyways, this is where we live.
David's always complaining I have too many shoes. I beg to differ.
Yeah, it could be worse.
I have one shoe rack.
Yeah, one.
And he does have a couple shoes in that shoe rack.
Mr. Whisper. Where's BK? He must be underneath the bed. I don't see BK.
You want to show him underneath the bed?
You want to show him underneath the bed? Yeah. We're walking around with the camera testing, and now we're just showing him our coach. You'll notice also all the artwork, by the way. This is not your typical artwork you find that is in every standard motor coach because they all look the same. So when we had our coach built, we made sure they did not put any of the artwork in the coach. So all of our artwork that we have is from our travels or our originals that we had at our house.
Oh, hang on.
What? I know. Man, you don't have to whisper.
There you go.
There we go.
There's BK.
So here's BK down here. And this is where they live underneath the bed. And there's a cutout back here. Yeah. There's a cutout back here that he'd come through to get in and out of the box back here with a motion sensitive light back there we put in.
BK
and this
likes
is BK.
To lay in the bed and Whisper goes in the cat
How
carry.
old's BK now? 17?
BK is 18.
18.
And Whisper is 20.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, going back down, buddy.
Okay. This is my Segway. It's back here for travel. It's usually up by the front door.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go put you guys back now.
Hi, Whisper.
And put your Richard back on their little docking station there. Oh, and see, this is what you're sitting on. You're sitting on this pedestal thing. I got it all gaffer taped down. And we monitor it here as we're traveling. We monitor it, the camera and everything on this view here on this tablet, which is going to be hard to see because it's the view. Anyways, that's how we monitor what we're doing.
Jim Brooks. He has the whole world in his hands.
Anyways, so that's that, guys. This is a test of our Uber broadcast system. This is only a test.
Yeah.
Ooh, get it what I did there?
That was good, dear.
OOB, Uber, OOB, outsider of a pole.
I get it.
Got it? Okay.
I get it. I'm just trying to catch up with some of the chat window here.
Let's see if there's any more questions before we end this.
Brian, he's the retired police officer, I believe. He said, Mr. Bott, do you believe in the future streaming and digital media will be done without a dish on your RV?
Without a dish? Oh, you mean like DirecTV or Dish Network? Yeah. In the future, it'll all be done over the internet. It'll still be done by a satellite, but it'll be done by micro-orbiting satellites that basically will cover the entire continent or the entire world for that matter. There'll be micro, low-orbit satellites, thousands of them, and that's the next stage. And it'll be 4G, 5G speed capability. That is what will end up giving you internet. And in doing so, everything, and I believe everything in the future will mostly just be streaming. And that's how I see things. That's how a lot of it's being done nowadays anyways. People are cutting the cords, so to speak, and just doing digital stuff. So in the future, yeah, I don't know how long in the future, but I do know the satellite technology is already being tested, and we may be able to start using that in the next couple of years.
Ed says, I'm the Blackburn, because his last name is Blackburn. That's my maiden name.
Oh.
So there's a connection there. Richard says, love your coach. I am looking to purchase one this year. How comfortable is it for passengers on long trips? Would your passengers have a great view from the side windows while you are driving?
How many passengers are you talking about? I mean, usually, quite literally, it's dinner for 6.
Cocktails for 6.
Cocktails for 6. Dinner for 4. Sleeps 2. So that's usually what happens. We don't carry passengers except for our boys. But to answer your questions,
I mean, the windows are a good size.
Yeah, they can sit at the table. I mean, you can sit at the table and have the windows and look out, and you can sit on the couch and look out the window, which is to your back, but I guess you can do that. Most people would prefer the big view of the front of the coach, though.
RV Legal Eagle and Paws says, they say the Sky Pro with the LTE version on the roof with SIM card is better than a jetpack in the AV cabinet. Is it true?
Well, that all depends. Anything outside is going to be a better receiver. If you have an antenna outside, you're always going to be better that way. I don't know if the Sky Pro is the answer, but I have a WeBoost system that's doing my boosting for me, which uses an external larger antenna, and my internal antenna is right next to my jetpack, and it does quite well. The only difference between those two is you still have to get the information from the Sky Pro. You know, how are you picking that up then? Are you plugging that into a router? Because then you're still going wireless. So any external antenna is going to be better than an internal antenna. So if that makes sense to you. I have the WineGuard. I'm testing the WineGuard V2, which is exactly the same idea. It's got a SIM card. You can put a SIM card in it from Verizon, AT&T, coming soon T-Mobile, or WineGuard has their own plans. And it's got 2 LTE antennas. The problem being is my jetpack has more frequencies it can get than, for some reason, WineGuard put in theirs. They're missing a number of frequencies, which does limit their reception. But it's an outdoor antenna, and it does very well. So there's that.
This is funny. Daniel says, I was sitting in Bob Tiffin's office when Liz brought him your email regarding a new motor coach. It's really a small world. Really?
How did that go? Okay, how did that conversation go? I'd love to know. Email us at contact@outsideourbubble.com and let us know the story of that one, because usually Liz doesn't come in when somebody's in the office with him.
Yeah.
Usually Liz doesn't. It's funny, Bob doesn't have email, so everything has to go, if you send an email to Bob, it goes to Liz. Bob does nothing with computers. And so whenever I send an email to Bob, I send it to Liz and say, hi Liz, this is for Bob, but she knows that. But I always remember to say hi to Liz because I know she's getting them all. But I'd be interested in knowing how that conversation or how that actually took place, that that we were that you knew that was from us.
Yeah.
I'd love to know that one. If you would be so kind, contact@outsideourbubble.com. That would be great.
Dick says, hello, wondering if a CDL license is required for 45-foot coach.
That all depends on the state you live in and that you're registered in. All states are different. Florida, nope.
Yeah, when we lived in New York, anything over 26,000 pounds that was non-commercial had to have a Class R driver's license, which we had when we were residents of New York. But now that we're residents of Florida, Florida has no restrictions at all. You can buy one of these and just drive off with just a regular driver's license, and that's kind of scary, but that's how it is.
They call it Class R for recreational license. And you did have to take a road test to get that, which was interesting. But a lot of states, they're different all over the place. Like Brenda mentioned, Florida, here's the keys, have a good time. That's scary as hell.
Red Jaguar 100 says, do you guys have any real problems getting into national parks with that size rig? It depends on the park. Some parks have been updated. A lot of the parks have not.
Right.
We've been in this coach, 45-foot coach. We've been in Grand Canyon, right at their trailer village there. Badlands. Not a problem. Badlands National Monument, Chimney Rock. What was that other one I was just thinking of?
Gunnison, Black Canyon?
Oh, no, Big Bend National Park.
Yeah.
We stayed at a campground outside of Big Bend, but they did have sites that we would have fit.
Yeah, understand. We did a video on this. Is a 40-foot plus motor coach too big? We actually did a whole video on this, and we talk about this. And basically it came down to, if you can't get into a spot into a national park, there's going to be somewhere outside the national park that you can then drive in from. Yeah. That's basically the conclusion. Understand, our national parks, when they were built so long ago, most of them, that
coaches
were not this size. They were not this big. They weren't even thought of. And so that presents a problem because there's no money for national parks. They do not do upgrades. They do not do improvements. So therefore, rigs can be, unless there's a spot that will fit you, that's the problem you run into. But as Brenda mentioned, we haven't found that particular, and if we did, we just find a campsite outside and we just drive into the park.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of state parks and county parks that we've stayed in too. Yeah. Daniel says, greetings from Wirtz Welding in Birmingham, Alabama.
Ah, Birmingham.
Yep, we've been to Birmingham many times.
times.
Red Bay, Alabama is just north of there where tiffin is made. And we've stayed in Hoover at the Metro Park there.
Yep.
That's a nice place. Dimitri says, I have seen some great reviews on Denali National Park in Alaska. Do you think that the size of your rig sometimes restricts you from seeing some great places? So we just answered that. Denali has a 40-foot restriction. But they probably have lots of places outside.
Yeah. If we have to drive a half hour, 45-minute hour to get to a national park from an outside park, that's no big deal. Because you're looking at the beauty anyways. When you're going to a national park, they're in areas that are just gorgeous to begin with. We've been to areas where going into the national park was actually a better drive than being in the national park.
Yeah, yeah. This is funny. DC Adventures says, we just left Jellystone this morning. Wi-Fi was great. Great job. Your rig is so beautiful. Safe travels on your trip.
The question is why didn't you stop in and say hello if you knew who we were?
Yeah.
So we get that a lot. We get people who are, for some reason, they're afraid to approach us, I guess.
We had one guy who was leaving in his camper, and he stopped his camper. We're kind of on a curve here. And he stopped his camper, and he got out, and he took a selfie with our sign and on our Jeep.
Our Jeep has our logo on the back, and he ran out. He stopped, and he ran out and did a selfie.
Oh, now people are talking about Bluebell versus Tillamook. Tillamook is also really good. They have the chocolate peanut butter.
Yes.
That's our favorite for that one.
But
which
yeah,
Bluebell doesn't make.
Getting back to seeing us, if you guys see us in a park and we're here, please say hello if you want. We're just like we are on the video. Just like this. This is us. This is what you get. So, yeah, now we're going to have all these people knocking on our door.
Well, we have had quite a few people that stopped in this park and said hello to us.
Yeah, we had probably, I think during this day, we had 9 people stop over. Instead, hello.
We've been here a couple months.
And then we had people like yourself who probably didn't want to approach for one reason or another, and that's okay. That's okay.
Oh, and then we had Nancy and I wish you a safe trip. We met you at Jellystone in February.
Hi.
So there you go. Yeah, people are talking about Rich and Sue. Byron is going to be cold. You're going to be wanting your Uberfest coats. Yep.
Good point. Good point. But unfortunately, they're as nice as the logos and everything came out. Thank you very much. They were just giant coats.
Well, we might have to wear them though with a sweater underneath, just bulk up because it is going to be so cold.
It's true. Well, this was supposed to be a test, and we've been talking for I don't know how long at this point.
Are you still happy with the Wii Boost in your coach?
Oh gosh, yes. You guys want to see my network configuration in the coach?
Of course they do.
Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. We're going for a ride again. 3, 2, 1, blast off. Okay, this is my network stuff, and this is not that a lot of you have any idea what any of this stuff is, but
does that help?
I don't know. I can't. It looks like we can't see anything. It looks like it hasn't adjusted. Oh, there we go.
There it goes.
Okay, so I'll back off slowly now. This is my network above us. This is so there's the Wii Boost in the top left-hand corner, and then our 2 jetpacks are down here, and then I have little routers that come off the jetpacks that feed my little mini routers. Then that feeds our main router in our coach, which is a Ubiquiti USG. It's all commercial gear, by the way. This is all the same stuff I put in RV parks, Unify by Ubiquiti. So it's all commercial grade equipment that's in our motor coach. This is what our view is right now. They're still doing construction out here.
Not terribly exciting view.
Yeah, it's not but we're the furthest site away. We're not this is a Jellystone, so there's kids here, a lot of kids. It's a kid park.
And we don't normally stay at Jellystone.
We don't usually,
But David does the Wi-Fi here, so.
Yeah, we help out. So in any case, so we park as far away as we can from anything in this park. They usually, they saved us this site, actually.
Daniel, getting back to being in Bob Tiffin's office, he said, we did not discuss the content of the email. I'm a regular there in his office when I am in town, so they just treat me like an employee. I've been communicating with Bob about some of the great ideas that you have done and trying to get him to implement some of these. Speed is slow in Red Bay.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
That's an understatement.
what you may, or I'm not sure if this is what was brought in or not, but Brendan and I designed a floor plan, which was basically a cross between a 45 LP, which is what this is, and a 45 OP. And basically it's a crossbreed. And so we designed a floor plan, and I submitted it to Bob and the guy and his sons. And nothing ever, at this point that we're aware of, has ever come of it, unfortunately. And so until we find another floor plan, and it might not be Tiffin, if somebody comes out with a floor plan that we like better than this, we are ready to buy a new coach. We're ready to move on. And not move on, but we were perfectly happy with this coach.
Yeah, there's no point
reason
of getting into a new coach just to get into a new coach. It's got to work for us.
It's got to work for us. So if they were to come out with this new floor plan, or come close to it, I should say, then we would be in the market to do it. Other than that, this coach is perfectly well for us. We don't have to get out of it. I mean, that's for sure. But that was interesting. So we submitted the floor plan, and we're still waiting to see what happens.
Here's one of your pet peeves. It's going to be somebody asking a question, and I'm going to see your face just go, Aquarius 2838
You sure you want to ask?
says, do you have rainwater collecting on your slide out toppers? And if you do, how do you deal with it?
You are so right. That is my biggest pet peeve of Tiffin. My biggest pet peeve.
Tiffin's not the only one, though.
Mostly.
Wow.
I can't really say for sure, but I know for a fact it's been like this for years and years and years and years. And why they don't do anything about it when people complain about it all the time, why they haven't done anything.
Okay, so to answer your question, yes, we have rainwater on the top of our slide toppers.
And I've created, when we park for long periods of time, I've created what I call topper poppers. And basically it's made out of PVC pipe, and it's varying heights. It has varying little stilts on it. And so what I do is I put it together and I slide it back underneath the canvas, or the
slide topper.
The slide topper on the roof. On top, I slide it on top of the roof of the slide, and then I turn it, twist it, and it goes up and pushes against the vinyl of the slide topper, creating a nice little bow for water to run off. But yeah, let me tell you, man, that holds a lot of water up there. Oh my gosh, does it hold a lot of water. Hate it. Hate it with a passion. Okay, I'll stop now. Okay, we gotta go. Guys, this was only supposed to be a test. So we're gonna end this unless you got anything really important there. No,
just one quick answer. Somebody asked, what kind of laptop am I using? Probably because of the cover.
Oh, yeah.
We have MacBook Pros.
Yeah, we use MacBook Pros for everything.
It's just a cover.
So in any case, we're going to let you all go, and we're going to be talking. We'll be live for 8 hours tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. So check your schedules. We leave here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central Time, so 11 a.m. Eastern Time is when we're going to depart. That's when we're supposed to go live. And be live with us until we arrive at the first Walmart. Is that where we're going?
First stop is a Walmart, yeah.
Okay. So in any case, we're going to let you go here. So this is a successful test of our transmission system. Everything seems to be working, and that's about it. So I'm David.
I'm Brenda.
And we're from OutsideOurBubble.com. And we'll see you tomorrow morning if you guys choose to join us, or throughout the day sometime.
Make sure you have your Pop-Tarts ready.
Well, it might be too early. That's later.
Yeah, we're leaving at 10, so
yeah, we would have already eaten breakfast.
Okay.
So we won't be able to do breakfast with David and Brenda in the morning. So in any case, we usually eat Pop-Tarts when we're on the road.
We will the next morning.
Yeah. So have your Pop-Tarts ready for Tuesday. And coffee. Okay, guys, I'm David. Brenda.
I'm Brenda.
OutsideOurBubble.com. And we're out of here. Take care, keep safe. See you on the road. Bye.
Bye.
Now, how do I turn it off?
Maybe I'll sit here and eat your chocolate jalapeno ice cream while
won't.
you're driving.
Oh, how do I stop this thing? No.